¿Te puedo ayudar o what? ¿Que nomás vienes a chingar? Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I do appreciate todo el amor que me han dado. Y'all are the best. If you're new here, my name is Lorena Guadalupe and I'm a respiratory therapist, and welcome to this channel. If you do happen to enjoy my type of content, please subscribe and like this video if you like more stuff like this. Many of you know that I recently just graduated from my Bachelor's of Science in Respiratory Care at Midwestern State University. That program was completely online, and because of that, I have accumulated many tips that helped me have a successful academical year. And because I'm a very nice person, I would love to share some of those tips with you guys. Of course, you can take what you want, no take none at all, but you don't have to be a hater. This is what helped me become a successful online student. With the MacBook, I actually learned real quick that I did have to download Chrome because Safari wasn't compatible to a lot of the websites that I needed to get into, including D2L, Canvas, MyPiercing, MyMathLab, and also ProctorU, which is very used and very important when you're in online school. So I had to download Chrome to be able to utilize all of those websites. So I do recommend having Chrome already downloaded before you start the virtual semester if you have not downloaded yet when it comes to a MacBook. I do suggest getting used to using ProctorU if you're an online student, because professors love using that. It's an online system that helps students take their exam while ensuring the integrity of their institution, which means no cheating codes. What? I also do recommend having an external hard drive, because just because you're online does not mean you're not accountable if your computer happens to stop, or if you're like me, spill coffee all over it and you can't use it anymore. If you have a hard drive, you're able to store all your assignments in there, anything that has to be done. At least you have all your school stuff already stored in an external hard drive. Your phone is a very important tool used for productivity if you use it right. If andas con tus payasadas and scrolling internet and avoiding stuff you're gonna do, you're obviously gonna dig yourself into a bigger hole. That increases stress and increases procrastination, because now you feel like caca because you just spend all day scrolling through Instagram and not getting your shit done. I absolutely love using Forest. Forest is an app that helps manage time and helps people stay off their phone. You're able to set a time, which means planting the seed, which will grow into a tree if you do not leave the app. If you leave the app, the tree will die and you have to start all over again. It's a fun way to keep yourself accountable when it comes to time management. Spotify. I absolutely love Spotify. I love having background music to help enhance my work and improve my mood and focus. I do recommend picking music that has no lyrics in it. They have tons of awesome playlists on there like focus or study music. I also love listening to frequencies. Certain frequencies help synchronize your brainwaves, which promote better concentration and overall focus. Books and supply. I figured out real quick that I needed all my textbooks during online school. My biggest mistake is waiting till after class starts for me to finally go get my textbooks, because sometimes I wouldn't get my textbook for another 2 weeks and I'm already starting the semester all wrong. When it comes to supplies, I do recommend the simple stuff like notebooks, any type of writing utensils, and highlighters. I do understand that there's so many aspects in life and everything does not need to be a ritual, concrete routine. As long as you have an overall idea of what's going on, you'll have a pretty good way of setting up a system to have a successful school year. I do recommend having a weekly system with set times as goals. I do recommend doing that every beginning of the week, because you're pretty well rounded on what's going to happen that week when it comes to work, school, appointments, or any type of things that you need to do. Once you have that together, you'll be able to fit in when, where, and what times you would be able to work on schoolwork. Once you have that done, make sure you stick to those time frames as if you were actually going to in-person class. If you're able to set good time management skills, you'll be able to still enjoy life, as in you're still able to go out, you're still able to spend time with your family and get shit done around the house. Planning. Planning is very important when you're in online school. If you're all into online planning, you can use To-Do, Notion, or iStudyPros. If you want, you can always go for a traditional planner. It is very important in creating your own study place. I do not recommend a couch or a bed because I've tried both of those areas and I always fall asleep for some reason. So I learned that that is not a very good place to try to focus on for your schoolwork. You can use any type of desk if you have a desk, or you can even use your dining room table. Use the best study system that's best for you. I would use a Pomodoro technique, which means I would focus hard for 25 minutes and take a rest for 5 minutes to give myself a breather. That really helped me stay consistent and focus on my task at hand. It was also efficient in reducing stress and procrastination because I got so much done in that 25 minutes. A lot of people underestimate the fact that if they're focused for 25 minutes and completely into the zone, you can get so much done and understand so much better. There are also gonna be days where you can't focus. There's gonna be days where you don't want to do that shit. You're just like, fuck, I'm tired of school. You're like, I'm gonna be a stripper or something. I understand that. If you have that type of state of mind, you're not gonna be able to sit down and concentrate on your work. I do recommend getting up, moving around a little bit, going outside, meditating, whatever you feel like you need to do to be able to get back on track and back focused to where you need to be. Physically, work out, go to the gym, do yoga, tennis, meditation, go walk your dog, or just go walking out in nature. Exercise has so many benefits physically, mentally, emotionally. And it's an awesome stress reliever after a day of school, work, or whatever you have to do. Eat healthy. Food is fuel. This will give you the ability of having a more focused and productive day with less consumption of caffeine. You know, it's good to have a moderation or being mindful of how much caffeine you take in. Over caffeine intake can be overall really harmful for your health. It can do the opposite of what you're trying to use it for. If you're eating bad and having high caffeine intake, there's more likely that you're gonna have a massive crash where te vas a dormir, you're gonna take a nap, you're not feeling motivated, you're feeling sluggish. You're gonna find less motivation to complete any type of task that you have for that day. Is it weird that I already feel like night shift gotta come at me sideways with the whole like caffeine intake bullshit? Like,
what do you mean? High intake and blah blah blah.
And always remember, drink your water, hoes. Because many of you don't know this, but I know a lot of people who are just chronically dehydrated and you think you're tired, but once you drink some water, you're gonna wake yourself up naturally. I know you heard this before, but your syllabus is your best friend forever. When you first receive your syllabus, spend a good amount of time setting up your planner for success. The more focused you are on this part, the overall you're gonna understand how. The more The more focused you are on this part, the less overwhelming you will feel. You will get an overall picture of the courses to where you're able to understand them better and break them out. When you do this, you'll be able to get an overall picture of your course and you're able to break it down easily. On the calendar portion of your planners, I do recommend putting all your high weighted assignments on there, like exams, big projects, or big essays. By doing this, it will help you break down your assignments into smaller pieces to where you don't feel so overwhelmed, so stressful, and it will help reduce procrastination. This can also help you beat a deadline. Majority of the time, the professor will let you turn it in early and give you feedback and return it back to you to where you can fix it and get an overall better grade. On the weekly part of the planner, I do recommend putting all the smaller stuff like discussion forums, little pop quizzes, or homework, any type of little assignments that you can do in a day. I do recommend to do those weekly instead of working ahead of those because you want to spend more of your time and energy in finishing the bigger projects. You're not for the streets, homegirl, for the person you told yourself you wanted to become. It's important stuff done, and then you can go out there and perrear it all you want, trust me. And that is it, guys. Those are the helpful tips that I was able to give to you that helped me really become a successful student. And I hope you enjoyed this type of video. If you do, let me know. Give me a little thumbs up. If you don't, pues vete a la chingada. And I hope you have a wonderful day and an amazing first day of school.